Yes, so we are ready for another podcast. As always, we'll give it a couple of minutes before we officially begin. So, how was the day for you, Div?
It was quite, I would say, not too much, but it was something. I would say it was productive because I was able to do few things properly, and then rest of the day was quite normal. I think most of the time was spent in building stuff today, so like that's what I was doing, and I just had something, and then we thought that we'll do this live stream. So then I'm like recharged, and now I'm doing this with you. So it was pretty good. I mean, the goals were all like the plan for the day and the action for the day we thought we'll have to accomplish today was done. So I'm pretty happy about it.
Awesome.
And yeah, I didn't overthink a lot. I just focused on the task and just got it head on and just finished it. And that feeling is quite good. And yeah, what about you?
Um, Sorry, I'm just writing some idea down. I think for me as well, it was a good day. Mm, I had to go out and do some shopping for some equipment for doing this stuff. So that took some time. But overall, I think it was not a day where I got any big thing done, but I accomplished several smaller things, and there's still some time left before I go to bed, so I can do
What time
some
is
more
it? I
things.
think the time zone is not like my time zone and your time zone right now. It's not that much of a difference. It's like
Yeah,
1 hour or 2 hour, I
I'm
think.
uh, I'm in Abu Dhabi right now for some work related stuff, so I'm staying at my parents' place, and it's 7:30 now.
So it's like 1 hour, 20 minutes, something. That's what
Hmm.
is the difference. Not too much like when you were in Poland. So it was quite a because right now in Poland it's around 4:28 p.m. So
Yeah.
yeah, I have set that time as well inside my MacBook, customized
Mm.
it such that I'm able to see two time zones at once.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Absolutely. Mm. Yeah. So today we're going to talk about how to make friends, which is something that I think everyone maybe needs some help with. I know I certainly feel like I can have more friends, but I thought there are several very practical things that you can do to make yourself the type of person that people want to become friends with, which I think is like the goal for all of us. So we hope to give you some good advice on that. Do you feel like you have some stuff to say on this topic, Dev?
Yeah, of course. I have some really good insights on that because I have faced this issue a lot. So
Hmm.
yeah, I can totally answer some questions on
Mm,
that specific topic.
absolutely. Yeah. So I think we'll give it another like minute or two for people
Till
to
then,
join.
what's your plan, Rafid, for the rest of the day after this podcast?
Rest After this one, I have another live stream
Oh,
with
with your
Jay,
oh, with Jay.
Roblox. Yeah, Roblox Studio. So we're gonna be doing some. Well, we're kind of combining some things because we have Roblox camp coming up. For those of you that don't know about this, since last year, I've been teaching kids coding through Roblox Studio, which is a program that allows you to make games inside of the Roblox platform, which is the most popular gaming platform in the world. With kids around the world in every country, they love this thing. So I started that last year, and it's been going very well. So whenever there is like some time off from school for kids, we try to
Okay.
run something. So we're running something in Oslo, Norway, in about 2 weeks, a little less than 2 weeks. So I'm gonna bring with me a person who's been helping me with that. So the two of us are gonna do a live stream now where we're going to be able to kind of kill two birds with one stone because we can do a live stream that creates content, but also we can make video content for the course itself because I've made the basic video course already. But when the no worries, it's okay. So when we start with that, it'll be it'll be making content for the kids, but also doing a live stream that creates.
Maybe that will be better because my tripod is kind of hard now.
Okay,
Right now.
no worries. So so that's kind of so I'm doing another live stream after this one with a little break, and then after that
What
it'll
we
be
can
kind of
do
late.
is
So
right now you can
yeah,
just zoom out yourself so that it matches with mine.
yeah, yeah. Let's see. Mm,
Sorry about that.
don't
Yeah.
worry about it. Yeah. I think it's okay. I can zoom in a little bit because there's a lot of like empty space around where I am right now.
Yeah.
Maybe if I do like this or something.
Yeah. No, it's good. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. Okay. So let's start.
Yep.
Um, yeah. So one thing I'll ask Dev is that as we're doing this, I tried this in the last live stream. It worked quite well. Just like hit M so that you mute yourself when I'm talking. So there's not like because there tends to be sometimes like some perfect. So I'm gonna just put this away, and then I'll put this one on. And I'll just check my microphone because it's a new one, so I want to make sure that it's good. And there's a really annoying thing with audio that it automatically just changes the sound, like the input level. Okay, anyway. So welcome everyone to episode number 6. And today we're going to be talking about how to make friends, which is something that I think we all struggle with. We hopefully get better at it over time. But it's something that I've been thinking a lot about in the last 10 or 15 years because I struggled a lot with it. So we hope to share some personal experiences and maybe some advice that can be helpful if you find yourself in a place where you maybe you don't have any friends, or maybe you have a few friends and you'd like to get more. We're going to go through some strategies and some frameworks of thinking when it comes to this type of stuff. So I'll share a little bit about myself because I had a very hard time connecting with people and finding friends. But what about you, Dev? How has your experience been with finding new friends?
I mean, talking about my past. So when I was in school, I was quite of introvert guy. I was not having too much friends, so I was kind of shy person that was not able to talk with anyone. I was just by myself, and there were a lot of issues that I was facing when I was in school. So I mean, those were some issues that I used to face, and there were some insecurities that I had. So I really didn't had much friends back then. But when I entered into university, I thought that I need to change this because, of course, who doesn't, who, everyone basically wants friends, right? No one just want to be by themselves and like see other people enjoying with their friends. So I thought that I need to like get out of that zone. So I mean, I think after high school, I started like taking initiatives by starting to talk with people randomly. And I mean, I've come so far that now I can make friends really easily. And I have even some stories to share when I did my first solo international trip, how I made few friends and like along the trip, and it was really great because I mean, you need to have some friends that you can talk to and share things with, because it really helps you a lot in some decisions and all that stuff. What about you, Rafit? Were you an introvert or like you were extrovert from your childhood? How was
Yeah.
that?
Um, I found it very difficult to connect with people, and I found it very difficult to make new friends for a lot of reasons. But I was very shy as a kid. I'm still very shy naturally, but I've worked on it over time. But I think I was just very bad at putting myself out there and being like, hey, I'm this human and I'm kind of weird, but like, do you want to hang out with me? I would just wait for other people to come to me. And that would happen sometimes because a lot of people make it an effort to include other people in. But unless you do something about it yourself, nothing is really going to happen there. So I struggled a lot with it. I also happen to be interested in things that most people are maybe not so interested in, like, for example, computers and uh, technical things like coding and building things and video games and stuff back when that wasn't that popular. Whereas more other people are more interested in watching sports or playing certain more popular games. So that was also something that I put myself in a group of, okay, I'm a little bit weird, so it's really hard for me to make friends. So yeah, I struggled uh, a lot with it, not just in childhood but also in adulthood. Yeah. So let's start off by just saying that finding friends is maybe one of the most difficult things that you can do. Uh, People are having a really hard time finding friends today versus before because the world has changed so much in the last several decades, whereas you have access to a lot of people now, but it's much harder to connect deeply with people. So, just to make it like, let's see, how should we do this? Because there's so many things that we could talk about here. Um, I think we have to talk about, I think we have to start off talking about that most people in the world right now do not have even one real friend that they can open up to and talk about anything with. And that is kind of sad. And a big reason for that is the internet and social media and everything like that, video games and things like that. It's much easier to just be by yourself because if you want to make a friend, you have to kind of open up. You have to show them parts of yourself that are not that great, right? Things you struggle with, personal experiences. And when you do that, you're kind of vulnerable. And can you mute yourself? Perfect. And when you do that, you say that, hey, this is me. This is the me that I am without me trying to, put on this mask. Do you still like me? And that's super scary because why should you talk about things that you struggle with? Maybe you have, uh, maybe you struggle with coming on time to things, or maybe you struggle with an eating disorder. Maybe you are really insecure about your height or your weight or the fact that it's really difficult for you to put sentences together and talk like you see other people do. Maybe you have a stammer or something like that. All of these things are things personally about ourselves that when we make a new friend, they accept that in us and they say, I know this about you, and it's totally fine. I want to still get to know you. But even giving that version of yourself to other people that isn't a mask that you've put on, because all of us can put on a mask. We all put on masks every day about like, oh, I'm this great person and I do these things. I went to that university and I'm good at playing football, whatever it is. But that's not really the real you. We connect with each other based on the things that we struggle with. We connect on each other based on, oh, you also had parents that were divorced. Oh, me too. Instantly, you can connect with that person because you know that divorced kids or divorced kids of divorced parents go through stuff that is common. So you can connect with them in a different way. And I think for people, it's very hard to open up that. And that's kind of the first step to making a friend. You got to be okay with showing the real you to other people. What do you think about that, Dev? Is that something that you have struggled with, and how has it become over time to kind of share more intimate details about your life with other people?
Sure. So, I mean, as you mentioned that the example that you gave about uh, people that has had their parents divorced, they can connect with each other because of some commonalities, right? So, I mean, that's what connects most people. You need to like, why do people that watch sports like become friends with each other? Because the sports is the common point, right? So I mean, you need to have some common points. I would definitely say that in order to make friends. And like if you are playing some sports, that makes it easier. If you're going out and just not staying inside your room, then it makes things easier. And if you think that if you're gonna just stay at your home and not talk with anyone, and then some random day, someone will appear in your life, that's not gonna happen because that's not how things work. Things work only when you are going out and showing up with people and talking with them. And maybe if you're playing some, if you're learning a new skill, going to that academy or something like that. Like I'm now right now learning guitar, so like I go to guitar classes and attend those classes, and there also other people come who are having a same interest as mine. So like that's how I was able to connect with more people. So I mean, I have now this mindset that every 5 months I'm gonna pick up a new skill and just learn it completely. Like I picked up guitar in the month of November. Now I can play some songs, and I'll be able to learn it completely by I think March or something like that. So then I'll pick up another instrument. So that's what I am thinking right now. I mean, by doing that, I'm able to go to different places, and then I'm able to meet different people. The one of the things I recently did was I learned I there was this salsa dance class going on in my neighborhood, and I thought, why not, just for an experience I'll go there. So I paid the amount. That was not too much, it was around $5. And then I went to that particular class, and there I met a lot of different people that were the beginners as me. So I mean, I think it's all about going out and just not thinking about securities. One of the famous quotes that I I am still, I always recall upon is like, if you think that someone is thinking about you, you're just wrong because everyone is thinking about themselves all the time. So I mean, if you'll just listen to this quote and just remind yourself of this quote, then you'll not be so much self-conscious. And even if you are wearing pajamas, you can go outside. So like, I mean, it just all depends on your mindset. And if you're thinking that other people are noticing you, and the spotlight effect is something that everyone faces nowadays, and they think that if they are entering into a room, everyone is watching you. Of course they will watch you if you are going naked, but if you're not going naked, I don't think no anyone is watching you. So I mean, you'll have to be having that mindset that no one gives a damn shit whatever you are doing. If you are just lying down on a road, you someone will notice, then no one will notice, everyone will go pass by you. So I mean, I think you need to change your mindset, and you need to be little bit more, I would say, curious on these things. Then you'll be able to like overcome that fear and actually talk with people. Most, I think, and that's a question for you, Rafid. Like most people, most guys don't are afraid to talk with the opposite gender, like like girls, uh, people, guys of my age. Now what happens is we are in university, so like we have to continuously sometimes interact with um like females. So like some folks are not able to actually talk with them. They have this anxiety and this fear as well, in which they are not able to talk with a woman or a girl. So I mean, that also is happening, but I feel that it's all just inside you. You gotta have some guts, and you should be actually able to express yourselves, whoever, irrespective of anyone, irrespective of their genders. You need to express yourself, and you need to develop that skill, because that is also a skill that is really important in this time, because now everything is online. And I think sooner or later you will have to require that, because it's gonna just uh, you'll not feel good in the long run if if you're not able to communicate with other people. What are your views on that, Rafit?
Uh, yeah, I mean, the I think we also have to realize that we live in a time where we're all consuming hours of video content on our phones. That and the video content that you get on your phone is from the best in the world. So maybe you have some social anxiety or you struggle with speaking in front of people, what the algorithm understands that about you, and it starts giving you people that specialize on that, and it starts showing you the best of the best in that, and you feel like the normal for being able to just be a human and talk to people is way higher than it actually is because of the this video. So if you're a 20-year-old person making a good amount of money as a salary, and you're constantly being shown people that are seemingly millionaires and they're younger than you, then you're going to feel bad about yourself, even though there's no reason to do that. That applies to everything. It seems like the rest of the world has no struggle when it comes to making friends, making money, finding a beautiful girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, husband, whatever it is. And you're constantly living in this, oh my God, I'm so bad compared to everyone else. So the standard that I need to meet in order to get a friend is so much higher. So why even bother? Or I'm just not good enough. So you're constantly kind of doing this comparison because as human beings, when we look at the world, we don't see the world as it is. We look at it relative to ourselves. When we're in not great clothing that looks a little bit cheap and we see a person in a suit, we don't think, oh, he looks really good in a suit. We think, I look really bad. Why do I look so bad? He probably has money. You feel bad about yourself versus thinking, oh, he looks pretty good. Isn't that true, Dev?
That's true. I mean,
Yeah.
it's true in every single aspect. If you
Yeah.
are driving a Lamborghini and you will see someone
And I
driving Ferrari, you will say that, hey, it's better. I mean,
and I think the key to getting new friends or finding a girlfriend, as you were talking about, talking to the opposite sex, uh, is in that shifting the way that you look at the world from me to the world is a world. The world is the world and it is the way that it is. I'm not the center of the universe. I happen to be one of 8 billion people walking around. And the insecurities and the problems that I have in my life, the same every other person in the world has. There's no easy life. Even if you were born into a billionaire's family, there's no easy life. Everyone has their struggles. So let's figure those out. Let's be curious about other people and let's go into every conversation being super curious. I've never met you before. I want to get to know you. Who are you? Why do you do the things you do? I want to learn about that. When you do this, you get out of your own brain. When someone is standing next to you and they happen to be way more attractive than you, or have way more money than you, or be way taller than you, whatever, pick your thing. Don't go, oh, I'm so bad because I don't have that. No, okay, fine. That doesn't matter. I don't think they're thinking about it. Just go, oh, I want to get to know you. I might never see you again. And if you do that, they go, wow, this person is putting a lot of attention on me. They're very curious about my life. Whether you want a friend or you're on a date, the woman that you're with or man, whatever, is going to think the same thing. Wow, this person is really showing an interest in my life. That's so rare. And if you do this to every person, people are going to want to be around you. They're going to want to be like, invite you to things once they know you because you'll stick in their brains. So I think for me, what changed was that I'm a pretty natural, curious person, but I was it only in the things that I care about, like computer programming languages, for example. I can go on for days about that, or education, or math, or anything like that. But then I thought, well, why not add people to that list? Why not be curious about people? And the more different they are from me, the more interested I am in how that person's brain works. That is what allows you to connect. People think that you need to be of similar interest and all that to connect. I don't think that's the case. You just have to be curious, because all human beings have mostly exactly the same things. We have one head, one brain, two hands. We're 99% the same and a little bit different. So I want to focus on the same stuff. And that way you can connect with a person your age or younger or 50 years older than you from a completely different country. Doesn't matter. But it comes from curiosity. You going, I'm going to get out of myself and I want to be like you. The spotlight is on you. I'm going to like make you feel like I really want to know about you. So that's maybe the most effective strategy that I found in trying to make new connections, new friends.
I mean, I think it's good because if you are not curious and you're not giving attention to someone, why would they even care about you, about your presence? So you need to make them understand that you are present at that particular moment.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I've seen is like, let's say if you are going for a walk and the other person that is next to you is just continuously on their phone and not talking with you. What do you think, Rafit, in that moment? Would you think that the other person is your friend or not? I mean, if we are going to talk about some case studies here,
Oh, yeah.
if he is continuously on their phone and they are not, and when you're talking to them, they're saying they're just nodding their head and
Mhm.
they're not actually listening to it, but they are saying that they are listening to it.
Mm.
What do you do in that situation?
Is this a situation that comes up a lot in your life?
No.
No?
I mean, this thing comes when I am having a dinner, and then sometimes when I'm going outside with my friends, some of my friends are on their phone. But now, what I have said, like now, because I've experienced this, what I did was I said that because I'm not on the phone myself, I can't have the other person on the phone. So, like we have.
Oh, it looks like we lost Div for a second there. There we go.
Sorry about that. So,
No
where did
worries.
I cut off? Where did I cut off?
Just you were saying like if I'm at dinner with someone.
Okay, so if I'm at dinner with someone, and if they are on their phone, and if I'm not on their phone, I'll definitely tell them directly that if I'm not at like if I'm not watching my phone, you should not watch your phone as well. And I just like come do a verbal fight with them and say that
Mm,
that's not going to happen when I am around. So I mean, we have come to this conclusion that we're not gonna continuously see our phones. But of course, like few of my friends have their girlfriends and they're like always texting them. So I mean, then they have to respond to their girlfriends. But I mean, I don't do this thing when I'm with a person. I don't use phones. I personally do this. If I'm with someone, then I will not. Then I have made sure that I will not use my phone. I will just be with be present at in that moment rather than be distracted with something else. So
mm,
I mean that is something that I do, and people really like this thing about me, that
mm,
I am actually present in that moment rather than just be on their phone. Because I mean you will be at your you will be using your phone after this conversation with us, or if you are like having dinner, then when you'll go to bed, you'll have your phone with yourself. And I don't think so that anything is that urgent that you gotta like have to respond to it like instantly. It can wait, I think 15 to 20 minutes. So I mean, I personally think that you should not be even using your phone when you are
mm.
with someone that is your friend. Otherwise
Yeah.
he's not your friend. Then that's right. Then
Yeah.
that's what I think. I mean,
Mm. Um, yeah, I think it's very rude to use a phone if you don't have to use a phone and you're with someone and you're supposed to hang out, and it's not just like you're doing your own thing. And if you're on your phone, it's pretty rude, disrespectful, I would say, especially if the other person is trying to talk to you. So it doesn't happen that much in my life, honestly, but I would say that I'm a big fan of not like fighting with them or giving them a lecture or something, but I would probably say something that doesn't isn't too bad, but it makes them feel the thing that I want them to feel, which would be, for example, I don't know, let's say that we're having dinner and that person is on their phone for like 10 minutes straight. Then I would say something like, oh, you know what? It's so amazing sitting here and talking to a person who's not looking at me and who's completely absorbed on their phone with no feedback at all. If I say that, especially if they're my friend, I have the right to say something like that because you're closer than just a stranger. I wouldn't say this to a stranger, but this is like something that would it would be like a zinger, or it would sting them a little, like and then they would suddenly be like, yeah, right, man, that was a shitty thing, and they will feel bad, and that is a good thing, I think. So I would probably take that approach. I think this might be a bit controversial with people, but I don't care personally. I For people close to me, like family or friends, if I feel like someone's behavior is not great towards me, I always find a way to communicate that to them in the nicest way that I can. But I also make them. I also make sure that they feel a bit bad about it because it's affecting me in a bad way. So why should I just deal with it and just let you be exactly as you want to be at all times and just me dealing with the bad feeling because of something you're doing? No, I'm going to give it back to you in a overall pretty nice way, actually, but I'm going to make you feel bad. You know, if you spoke to me in a bad way and it was disrespectful, I'm going to bring it up and be like, hey, why did you do that? But if you start fighting with them or giving them a lecture, they're going to tune out. But if you put it in that way, there it will hit them like, yeah. So
Stinging is good, I think. I think that approach is also that I think
mm,
that approach is the best approach when you're just teasing them and then making them realize like what you are feeling. So I mean that's really good thing to do. But let's talk about kids these days. That kids that are like just being born and they are entering their school because of I think they are so much addicted with their phones. How are they gonna communicate with each other? Like, what do you think? The kids nowadays, how will kid nowadays make friends with their fellow mates? Because I mean, everyone is exposed to their phones, and I think this generation that is being born like after 2020, they are quite, I think, uh, quite in trouble because I think the most of them have got their phones when they are so much when they just started going to school they were handed over phones and I mean I don't think so it's good for
mm,
them to be exposed with digital media at such early age.
yeah,
What do you feel on that?
yeah, it's really tough to be a kid nowadays because the world is moving so fast, and companies that you have no control over are coming up with stuff that you're consuming a large part of your life on, and you have very little say on how that stuff is designed. So it's very tricky. I think, in general, whether it's with kids or adults, I think when I was younger, it was it was a well established fact that when you go out into the world, then it is my volume okay? Audio?
Little bit low, but it's good. I'm able
How
to hear
about
you
now?
clearly.
It's better now?
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah. Okay. I have to figure out my new microphone, I guess. Yeah. So, is it difficult as kids to make new friends? I think so. It's getting more and more difficult, and a big part of that. The audio keeps dropping. One second. Let me just figure this out. Mm, audio, echo cancellation, noise suppression. I think I have to turn this off, and now it'll be okay. No, I think. Okay, sorry about that. I think I'll just leave it as it is. It ends up just yeah. Sorry about that disruption. So, is it harder for kids today to make friends than it was before? I think so. Yes, because of technology, and you're spending a tremendous amount of time on an iPad, and you are using phones. You're on Netflix. You're playing video games. You are spending your life in isolation, uh, which is not what human beings are meant to do. And today, when a kid feels uncomfortable, like a kid feels uncomfortable to go to a birthday party with 10 kids, and the parents go, okay, you don't need to do it. Whereas before, it was much more normal to just, yeah, okay, you don't feel uncomfortable, you feel uncomfortable, you should still go because it's good for you to socialize around other kids. So I think whether you're a kid or an adult today, you're designing your own life to just include the things that you do comfortably, which means that you're not really growing and you're not really well equipped at handling situations that are uncomfortable. So for example, when you're a friend, sometimes your friend will tell you an uncomfortable thing about you, like for example, you spend all your time on your phone when we try to hang out. It's impossible for me to talk to you. Most people that do that today will take great offense if you said that to them. They will get very defensive. They're like, who are you to tell me what to do? I'll do exactly what I do. Rather than saying, really, you think of that? I'm so sorry about that. Tell me more how you feel about that. It doesn't feel very good to go to that place because you're like, you did a thing that affected another person in a bad way. But we are doing that less and less now because we're just living in our own world. Before, if you were left alone and you didn't have a computer, internet, iPad, whatever, right? I'm talking like 50 years ago. The only option would be for you to be super bored. So you had to seek company. But now you can watch a YouTube video, you can feel like you're actually with that person in the same room, like 40%. And that gives you enough dopamine to get by. So you don't actually have to go out there and seek company in real life. And I think that is a big problem that we are having, especially with the younger generations. And that includes obviously the youngest generation that are just, yeah, it's very scary, the world in which they're growing. But is this having an effect on friendships and friendship building? Absolutely, 1,000,000%. Because you can be just for 1 month completely alone by yourself, just consuming podcasts and YouTube videos and Reddit and whatever, right? Without actually talking to another human being. So, and that's not good. That is really bad for human beings because whether you like it or not, whether you think you're the most introverted person in the world, you have a deep need to connect with other human beings. You have a deep need to talk to another person pretty much every single day and have that social connect. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, YouTube or something, this doesn't count. This is me and Div having a conversation between us live that you get to take a little part of by listening. But don't think that this is actually having that part of you, um, satisfied. And this is where we get to making friends: is that you have to constantly put yourself in uncomfortable positions. I know that you and I, Div, are friends now, and we can talk a little bit about how we met. It's a little bit different because I'm quite a bit older than you, but not too much, right? I'm 14 years older than you. Friendships can occur, you know, when you're 3 decades older or younger than someone too, doesn't matter. After a certain point, when you cross a certain age, you can pretty much make friends with anyone. um, but you remember that I put you in some uncomfortable positions early on when we knew each other, like making you make videos and
Yeah, I knew all of that. I mean, you used to give me different challenges, and I used to perform on that. And it was really uncomfortable situations. One of the main challenge that you gave, I can really talk about it in few minutes. So it was
sure.
like you have to go out and talk with different business owners that were present in your local region, and then build websites for them. That was one of the main challenges that you gave. Other than that, there were a lot of other things as well, but this was something that I was really afraid of, because I don't know someone and I have to go to them, and then I have to go to them with a purpose that, yeah, I'll have to make them a website, and by not, and also and doing it for free for someone was something new, really new, and that really helped me a lot, because like I was not known in the local region by anyone, because who was Div Saxena? Div Saxena was only just a guy who was attending a university, but I mean, people started knowing me from that work that I did with different business owners that were present in the local region. I started like helping them in like social media, and then I also like made them websites. So what I used to do, I used to travel to these business owners locations, like those shops, and then I used to ask them, hey, do you want this, do you want that, and the website. And that time there was no cloud, no cursor, so I used to create websites from scratch on VS Code. So it was really a lot of work. I used to code it in the inside VS Code IDE, and then I used to take whole week to build a particular website and deliver it to a specific business owner. And I mean, those experiences were really great. I mean, when I used to talk with these business owner, I used to get some mentoring as well, because I was the young kid who was doing all these things for them. Some of them told me that, hey, we want to go to different level, from like they wanted to grow their business, and they wanted to digitalize their presence and things like that. So like, and also I was a little bit camera shy. I didn't used to like talk that much on camera and comfortably. I like that time. I think right now also I'm improving. I'm still not at the best level, but I mean, I'm trying to improve daily on that side. But I really liked talking with these business owners. Whenever I used to go to their places, they used to like offer me some food as well. So I mean, like there was this juice seller that I made website for. Whenever I used to go to his shop, he used to give me a juice for free. So I mean, those type of memories that I have when I used to go out and do things for free for people is really something that like I think about now, and those business owners know me well now. So whenever I meet them, it's like a quite a good interaction that happens when I used to like meet with them, and they gave me LinkedIn recommendations as well. So meanwhile, I was doing this thing, I was also building my profile. So I mean, I'll not go to that much into technical details on how I did it and what I did it, but like just showing up and talking with different humans and helping them also like I in the meanwhile I made a lot of friends by doing that. And because that is something that you should give out in the world, because if you'll give something to the world, to something to the society, then you'll get returns on in other forms, not exactly that forms, but in other forms. And mostly when I used to do these things for free, people used to say that, hey, you should charge them some money, some $100 or $50, something like that. But uh, as you have mentioned that you should do things for free for them, I sticked on that. And that really helped me in different ways, and that gave me 100 extra time. That's what I'll say
Mm,
on that side. And yeah.
yeah. Awesome. And I think you just have to realize that you can you can be you have this one life and it's going by pretty fast, and You can become whoever you want to. And if you want to be a person who has friends, you can become that person that people would like to be friends with. And then you have to think, who do you want to be friends with? And then you have to just move towards that place. So
I
if
mean, I
you're,
have this question, Rafat, for you.
yeah,
Like, let's say, like we have all listened to this quote:
mm,
"Show me your friends, I will show you future."
mm,
And I think the peer group that you are surrounding yourself with really affects your growth.
yeah,
So, what do you think? Like, let's say if someone is having some friends, but they are just not good. I mean, if they are not just good, what does it mean? I mean, nothing is right or wrong. There is no right and wrong. That's what I know. But
mm,
let's say they are just drinking and they are just gambling and they are not actually focused in their life. They are just thinking that it will go, that it will just pass by. Students that are in the university and they are not focused with their studies, they are just focused with random things that are just harming them.
mm,
How, if someone is in touch with them, how can they come out of that situation, and how can they make good friends and real friends? Because these friends are not real. I don't think so. Like, these friends that they are surrounded with, they are real,
mm,
and that they're gonna do good to them. So
mm.
how should a person in that situation act and make surround themselves with some good friends that are actually growth oriented?
Yeah, I mean, I can say a lot of things on that, but if you're a person who is going on a growth journey, and this started a couple of months ago, a couple of years ago, it can be very tempting to just be like, I'm this growth person and everyone else is like beneath me, and I need to find the people that are like in my on my level and only hang out with them. And I'm not a big fan of that, honestly, because I mean, weren't you the same just a little while ago as them? Like, weren't you thinking the same way as them also? So other people should have thought the same about you then, I guess, right? So I'm not a fan of this whole surround yourself with, growth minded people that are in the same industry. And then I think that's not very good. I personally don't do that. I thought the same way some years ago. And I think what happens is that you form like place where you all are kind of thinking the same, and you think that you're on this growth journey, and you might be, but it's a very narrow way to look at things, in my opinion. So I, for example, like to have, like, you could say that when we got together, um, you were quite like, you've grown a lot since then. But I could think that, this kid is like 14 years younger than me, he doesn't have any work experience, why should I spend any time with him, you know so I think a lot of people, myself included, when we go on this journey of like, I want to do something big with my life, we have a tendency to look down at other people that are not choosing to live their life in the exact same way that we are, that are maybe, so I'm not a fan of that quote, actually, the one that you said. I think it's very presumptuous. I think it's very like, I'm better than you type. So I would like to have friends that are very varied, like a person who's like 80 years old maybe. I would love to hang out with an 80-year-old friend who I can learn about so much, and he can learn from me or she. And I would like to have younger friends like you as well. And I'm sure like the 80-year-old person is not on the same growth journey as me, but I don't care about that. I would just like to talk about people with that person, or how it used to be before, you know. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. I don't know if you were expecting that, but I think don't be so quick to judge other people just because they're not on this like growth journey. I think a lot of people that later on become something in the eyes of the world or other people are people that are actually gambling or drinking a lot or have some sort of addiction, and they're really struggling. And a lot of times when they act like the way that they do, it can be because of those things. So I'm not saying just hang out with those people regardless. I don't think that's a good thing either. I think if you're hanging out with people that constantly see the wrong in the world and they only want to talk about that, I don't think that's very productive to be around people that only want to talk about problems and don't like look at themselves as like, what is my, like, how much of this do I control? And is it really that bad? Let's talk about something positive. Let's talk about the future. Let's talk about what could be. I think that's probably a good thing, right? Because you don't want to be in a group of people that are just like complaining and that's all they do and they talk all the time. They don't do anything. But I would think more broader. Yeah. And I would not be so quick to judge other people because everyone has their own calendar going. So,
I
mm,
mean, I think that's a really great perspective on things, and I will also start thinking on that side. But I feel that mostly people just say things and don't really act on it. Most people say that they're gonna do this, do that. Even including myself, sometimes this happen that I am saying this. This is what has to be done, but things happen. It's life. You can't do everything on the same time.
mm,
You need to prioritize yourself and actually think that you need to do this first and this first, and then
yeah.
times goes away and you're not able to do much. So
Mm.
yeah.
We have just a little bit more time, so I want to focus in on giving very practical advice in case you're listening and you're having a really hard time making new friends. Let's say you have zero friends, okay? This is what I would do. First of all, you have to get out of your room every single day for at least 1 to 2 hours and go where other people are. So just literally, because chances are you're on your device, phone, iPad, computer almost the whole day, playing video games or watching something or doing something, even if you're working. Get physically outside. If there is a place in your city where people meet and have coffee and are on their computers and do something, go there. If there's a place where people go and dance, for example, on Friday, even though you're not into it, go there. Does it make you uncomfortable? Good. Still go there. Just be around people because the first thing that you need to get comfortable with is just not feeling so uncomfortable around people, not feeling so much anxiety around other people. Literally just stand there and watch other people dance every week for 1 hour. That's all you do. You don't even talk to anyone. Then, once you've done that, you're feeling more comfortable around other people, not just like this with your phone at at home. I'm talking about myself as well. I struggle with this self as well. Once you've done that for a bit, maybe for the first month, you find any excuse to talk to anyone and everyone. When you go to the store and you know exactly where the rice is, you go to the woman who works there. Can you help me find the rice? Okay, yeah, sure. Come. There it is. Okay, thank you. Find any excuse to talk to people. I'm going to talk to people every day. I don't care if I need to or not. I'm going to talk to you. You're walking by and you see someone with a really cool hairstyle or hair color, you go and say, that's really cool. You look really nice. Just find any excuse to talk to someone. Then you start figuring out where other people are again, and then now you start just talking to them. So for example, you go to the place in the city where a lot of people go and they sit and work on whatever. You go there with your own computer and you start working and you see someone, you say, "Oh, I see that you have ChatGPT open. Yeah, like, do you use AI a lot in your work, for example?" Just again, come up with any excuse. This is the one thing that is in your control. Just initiating conversations in the world where normally nothing would happen. You start doing that, you're just going to get more comfortable to talk to people. That's the key because you need to talk to like 100 people to find like 2, 3 people that you connect with a lot on a deeper level. And you do that by asking them questions, not waiting for them and being passive. You ask them, "Oh, how long have you been using ChatGPT? Oh, what type of work do you do? Oh, really? I have an uncle who also does a similar thing. How long have you been doing that? Blah 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 blah." And you don't expect anything in return. You don't feel bad if they don't do the same thing with you. You're just going to do this. You're going to be super curious. This will create this kind of force of people starting to get attracted to you. And over time, you have so much volume of just interacting with so many people that a subset of those people are going to want to have a long-term relationship with you. And that could be because you work together, that could be where you just randomly met at a place, or it could be whatever reason. But you are now the person who has all of the responsibility to start to initiate connections. It's on you, not on anyone else. Do not wait for other people to come to you. You go to them. That's the rule. If you do this, I can guarantee you that in a couple of months, you will have a lot more social interactions than you do right now.
I think that's the right way to do
Mm,
things. To actually uh, give attention to the people so that they can actually interact with you and
yeah.
asking curious and being curious
Mm.
with
I got
them.
to go now. I have another live stream actually coming up that we have to do, and I need a little break for about 8 minutes. But thank you so much for joining today. It was a shorter one today, but it's all good. We did it, which is the most important thing. So thank you so much for joining, Div. And
You
yes,
too. Thank you,
thanks for
Rafid.
listening, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.